position you don't
when your brother is producing something and you patronizing your brother,
there is only one seat and only one man will sit on that seat. Let us be careful what we say and who we say is going to be the governor or be a senator or be a member of the House of Representatives and all of that. Let us also give respect to the office that we all occupy, that God has called us, and be careful that these things that we say, they have a way of having a ripple effect. You must have to understand that in the midst of all of this, God is still God.
Listen to Planet 101.1 FM News at 7 a.m., 12 noon and 6 p.m. with our news in special English at 2:30 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. Planet Radio 101.1 FM, revolving around you.
In the news at noon, IGP Usman Baba orders posting of new commissioners of police to Imo, Kaduna, Edo, and Adamaw in bid to tackle security challenges in the states. Akwa Ibom State Governor Domimano reassures that projects initiated by his administration will be completed before end of tenure. Residents of Uyo decry Southern Borough phone lines over a NIN SIM linkage failure. On the foreign scene, Morocco and Spain mend ties over Western Sahara role. In sport, UEFA adopts new regulations to replace financial fair play. Details coming up shortly. Good afternoon, welcome to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. I am Bright James. We'll begin with a security report that the Inspector General of Police IGP Usman Akali Baba has ordered the posting of the commissioners of police in Imo, Kaduna, Edo, and Adamaw in a bid to tackle the security challenges in the states. Reports say while Imo has been faced with alleged attacks by gunmen, bandits have reportedly not stopped the attacks and activities in Kaduna State. In a bid to address the situation, the police chief ordered the posting of new commissioners to take charge of the commands in the two states, as well as Edo and Adamaw. Daha, Mohammed Barde, Imo Command, Yakini Ayuko, Kaduna Command, Sikiru Kaide, Adamaw Command, and Abu Tuyaro, Edo Command, adding that the posting is with immediate effect. Back here, Akwa Ibom State Governor Domimano has again assured that all projects initiated by his administration will be completed before the end of his tenure. The governor gave the assurances when the leadership of a socio-cultural organization in Anang Land, the Afe Anang, visited him at the government house. Governor Imano emphasized that his administration has deep respect for the traditional institution and will continue to embrace such collaborations that would lead to building a better Akwa Ibom. The governor, who commended the peaceful processes that led to the emergence of new Itaya Fenang, assured of the full support of the state government.
Anywhere around this state, there is hardly any state you go in this country, you see the number of constructions that we're doing right now. And we are poised to complete all before we leave office.
Government House correspondent January reports that Governor Emmanuel therefore charged the community leaders to provide an enabling environment for contractors to operate. Meanwhile, Akwa Ibom State Governor Domimano has received and accepted the presidential nomination form of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), but and presented to him by members of the popular Brigadier family show on Human Rights Radio to contest for the office of the president in the 2023 general elections. Reaffirming his acceptance of the call to serve as Nigeria's president, Domimano said the purchase of the forms was a job well done, but asked Nigerians to take the next steps necessary to bring their wish to a reality. He called for fairness, justice, and equity in the 2023 election.
I want to assure Nigerians, those who have this faith, those who have this belief, those who have this trust in our capacity, while also calling for fairness, justice, and equity in the process as we go along. The situation we are today in Nigeria needs people that have capacity, people that have sincerity of purpose, that are selfless and ready to make sacrifices to serve the people. So in 2023, we need to look at this and also make sure we correct few things we did not get right.
Expressing deep gratitude for the gesture, Governor Emmanuel said he was overwhelmed by the huge confidence bestowed on him by the citizenry and thanked the Brekete family for going all the way to raise funds for purchase of the farms worth 40 million naira. According to him, such honor and privilege is something he cannot take for granted.
I've accepted the form. All Nigerians can come together to give me something and say no. I want to reassure them that I appreciate this gesture and I've accepted the form. It's an opportunity. We must get it right. Anybody you discover does not have a capacity should not be voted for. Let me say something. There's no governor who had managed a state for 8 years that cannot manage a country.
Reflecting on the current situations in the country, Governor Emmanuel said Nigeria currently needs people with capacity and sincerity of purpose who are selfless enough to make sacrifices in serving the people. He therefore called on Nigerians to rise to the occasion to get it right in the coming 2023 elections by getting the right persons to run the country. Earlier, the leader of the Brekete delegation presented the nomination form to the Governor, Innocent Oji, and said the family arrived at the resolution to purchase the forms after a curious tour of the state to affirm what was gathered from an interview session with the governor on their TV. Government House correspondent January reports that Oji stressed that the governor's sterling performance in Akwa Ibom and his leadership qualities qualifies him for the top job at the national level. They therefore assure that the Brekete family will work hard to ensure that Udom Emmanuel emerges as the next president of Nigeria in 2023. Still in politics, the member representing Atinan in Surubian Federal Constituency, Onofik Lucas charged the people of the state to shun hate and politics of division. Luke said this while he led his campaign organization to consult party executives in Ika, Etemepo, and back local government areas about his gubernatorial ambition. Luke, who is one of the leading aspirants in the governorship race of 2023, said that one of his aims is to build a united Akwa Ibom that will be beneficial to all.
Uswa and hatred doesn't be a war. There's too much division. I stand as an agent of love and unity and peace. When I'm asking you to show love, I must show you love. Yeah. When I ask you to show peace, I must show you peace. Yeah. When I ask you to show unity, I must show you unity. Yes. I am coming to bring love and bring Akwa Ibom people together in love and unity. That's what I represent.
The lawmaker added that he comes into the race with the mark of experience that is enough to guide him in discharging the duties of the office of the governor.
Agbe create an enabling environment for business to survive and to thrive. Agbe make peace. And only government and leadership deliver. As the next governor of Akwa Ibom.
Enumerating his plans for Akwa Ibom people, Luke said he is very concerned with building the people to enable them grow and be economically self-reliant. Anchoring his blueprints in building together and growing together, the governorship hopeful said it is time to shift the focus of governance in the state to human capacity development. Away from that, some residents of Uyo, the Akwa Ibom state capital, have called on the federal government to derive another means of solving the situation surrounding the NIN-SIM linkage rather than placing sudden ban on people who are yet to perform the action. Speaking with Planet News, they expressed worry over the government's sudden bar of lines, therefore stopping people from making calls, adding that government should be considerate that people in the interior part of the country do not have the opportunity to link their NIN, especially the old one, stating that a better way should be made to handle the issue.
I had issues connecting with people with my SIM card because of NIM. The government should scrap the NIM stuff out because most people in the village and some interior part, they don't have the opportunity to get this NIM and they are old. So I don't see any good reason why they should impose this NIM to people, because these old people, how would they communicate with their children in the city?
My SIM was also blocked yesterday. It was kind of stressful because I could not make any call. But call was coming in, but I cannot call anyone. The initiative anyway is a good one, though the government has warned Nigerians to work on it. Something like this, they should just find another better way of doing, because not everybody is privileged to go out. Some of our parents are not educated, so chances of them doing this stuff is kind of stressful. So if they want to do this, should be another alternative.
Further speaking with our correspondent Isaiah, others describe the situation as frustrating, noting that the ban should not be the center of concentration for the government at the moment, and the country is faced with other important issues. This is as they called on the federal government to find an appropriate way to fix the situation.
To retrieve your SIM now, you need like 3,000 naira or so, and it's very, very frustrating for some people.
A lot of things they should focus their energy and time on based on employment and other stuff. Look at the bad roads, they can't make it and you're moving to NIN. So the government are just doing what they're not supposed to do at the wrong time. We have other things we should look at, the infrastructure. This shouldn't be a center of concentration for them because they're actually inconveniencing our citizens.
My line got blocked yesterday and I couldn't even get a call across. I wouldn't say that the government that are trying to make the citizens link their SIM with their NIN, they don't know what they are doing. What I'm trying to say is that they are just doing it at all the wrong time. They should find a better way to go about it.
Reports say so far about 72.77 million active telecommunication subscribers have not registered or linked their lines to NIN. Meanwhile, an authorized telecommunications agent, Michael Wilson, has debunked claims that the federal government did not give enough time for registration before blocking unlinked SIMs, noting that there were enough announcements about the directive for more than a year on sufficient media channels, just as the victims were blamed of thinking that the threats to their SIM cards would be eventually blocked were a fluke. Speaking with Planet News, Wilson was reacting to widespread insinuations that Nigerians had little time to go through with the exercise.
They have been announcing that subscribers should link their NIN to their SIM. That was a long time ago, not even this year. It's been a long time. They've been announcing on radio, social media. Even when you make call in the morning, that's what the first thing that they'll tell you. So at least they have given a long time to do that. Some of them refuse. Some of them say, if you ask them, do your NIN, they'll say, what am I going to use NIN for? And all these things. But now, after the SIM blocking, some of them will say that the network don't have any right to block people's line.
According to the telecommunications agent, the directive by the federal government for the linking of SIMs will be beneficial to Nigerians in the long run and will also help to checkmate sharp practices as well as identity theft issues.
You know, there are some lines that maybe during that time that some customer bought them, there was not proper registration on that line. So what they are trying to do that they want you to link your NIN to that SIM card so that that SIM card will now bear your details. So when you link it will bear your details and the one of NIN will be same. So if you do anything illegal, they'll be able to trace. Some of them are confused because they don't have NIN. If any customer comes that don't have NIN, I'll advise you to go and enroll, do any enrollment, so you'll be able to unbar your line. That's all. Without the NIN, nothing you can do except you just forget about the SIM.
On Monday, the federal government ordered telecommunications companies to enforce compliance with its National Identification Number Subscriber Identity Module policy by restricting outgoing calls on unlinked lines. The deadline for the verification expired on March 31st. Consequently, over 72.77 million active telecommunications subscribers were barred from making calls on their SIMs. You're listening to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. Let's take a breather and then bring more stories from our foreign, sports, and entertainment scenes. Please stay with us.
Locked in core values. Planet 101.1 FM, Uyo.
Thanks for staying with us. On the foreign scene, Morocco and Spain have announced that they've turned a new page in relations after Madrid pledged support for Morocco's autonomy plan for the disputed Western Sahara. During a meeting in Rabat, King Mohammed and the Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez said they were willing to usher in a new phase based on mutual respect, mutual trust, permanent consultation, and frank and faithful cooperation. In a statement, Sanchez have reaffirmed the autonomy plan as a realistic option for Western Sahara. In sports, UEFA have approved new licensing and sustainability regulations to replace its existing financial fair play FFP rules, allowing European clubs to make bigger losses than before while bringing in caps on spending on wages and transfers. As expected, European football's governing body decided to overhaul the FFP rules that were introduced in 2010 in order to reduce spiraling club debts over the continent. FFP's limitation had been exposed by the emergence of state-held superpowers like Manchester City and Paris Saint-Germain, while huge losses incurred by the coronavirus pandemic left poorer clubs with little room for maneuver. UEFA will now allow clubs to report losses of 60 million euros over 3 years rather than 30 million euros previously, and the permitted figure will even reach 90 million euros for a club in good financial health. Now, on the entertainment scene, reality TV star Kim Kardashian has said her former husband, Kanye West, will always be family. Kim said this in an interview with Newsman. Kim, who admitted that maintaining a cordial relationship with West amid his social media attacks has not been easy, noting that she remains committed to keeping a good relationship. It's been the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM, but before we go, a recap of the major stories. In the news, we told you the Inspector General of Police IGP Usman Akali Baba has ordered the posting of new commissioners of police in Imo, Kaduna, Edo, and Adamaw in a bid to tackle the security challenges in the states. Akwa Ibom State's Governor Domimano has again assured that all projects initiated by his administration will be completed before the end of his tenure. Some residents of Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital, have called on the federal government to derive another means of solving the situation surrounding the NIN-SIM linkage rather than placing sudden ban on people who are yet to perform the action. On the foreign scene, we told you that Morocco and Spain have announced that they've turned a new page in relations after Madrid pledged support for Morocco's autonomy plan for the disputed Western Sahara. An e-sport reported that UEFA have approved new licensing and sustainability regulations to replace the existing financial fair play rules, allowing European clubs to make bigger losses than before while bringing in caps on spending on wages and transfers. For a comment and coverage of news or the events, Glen Newsroom, direct 12770-2940, that is 0812770-2940. Visit our website on Planet101.fm.ng. Follow us on Twitter at Planet_101FM. You can also like our verified Facebook page at Planet101FM. The news was edited by Jane Owa. As we end the news, always remember that you are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. I am Bright James. Good afternoon. Thank you for listening.